Hello from the Later TV. This is King Cool. And welcome to the Toast Reviews. Do not adjust your set. Well, this is a bonus episode. And I'm here today drawing out of the penalty box. You all know how the show works. I watch something, and if I fail to watch something, I draw to this thing called the penalty box, which is full of movies I don't want to see. But you might be at home thinking, hey King, how come my hat's, like the hair of my cat keeps falling out? And I'm like, you should really talk to your vet about that. But the reason I'm watching something out of the penalty box, which is probably what I was expecting you to say, and then you started talking about your cat for some reason, is because while I was on my, a guest starred on my friend's podcast, which is the ZB&J podcast, I don't know if it has an official title outside of just being ZB&J, which stars my buddies, Zoopso, Round the Wheel, and Brysolf, who all do YouTube LPs. Zoopso actually has just come back just recently, after a long and much, I don't know what I'm trying to come up with there. It's like he's back and we love him for it, so yay. So today in the show, like while I was on the podcast, I was like, let's just draw out of it just for fun, you know, because I actually would like to start moving some of them out of there and possibly put some new stuff in. I may put new things in sometime soon again. But so today we watched, when I drew out of it, we watched The Master of Disguise. I actually don't have my notes, I should really go get them. But at the end of the show we just have regular English muffins. You might think, well, that doesn't sound so bad to me. Well, I participated in the Secret Santa, and then my Secret Santa was from Australia, and she brought me this. Yup, let's get the show on the road. I'm gonna get my notes. I'll be right back. And we're back. I got my notes. Here we go. Okay, here's the thing. Impressions are not, in themselves, funny. I mean, maybe the two little kids, like, wow, he sounds like George W. Bush, or he sounds like this guy. So this is one of the problems with the movie. It is lacking in all sorts of structure. It's only barely 70 minutes long. Like if you cut out the 3 minutes of the opening and you cut out the like 10 minutes of credits, it's incredibly short. But it still has like scenes that are supposed to be the regular length, where it's like, hey, look, here was this whole thing, we would establish something, but it just seems like big chunks of it have been taken out just because they didn't work. Well, it's like, well, nothing else in this movie really worked, but so Dana Carvey is supposed to be, I think he's supposed to be like 23 or something, even though he was in his 40s when he did this. His parents are kidnapped. He learns from his grandfather that he is in the lineage of Masters of Disguise. It's like, who have magical powers, which is why some of the things that he ends up doing don't surprise me, just because, you know, it's just, it's magically assisted. So it's all like, okay, how does his father disguise himself as Bo Derek? Well, you know, he's just does it. It's like, alright, that works for me. Well, apparently she got a Razzie nomination for this. That's not fair. She's in the movie for 10 seconds and she's just fine, so that's not fair. That's just someone didn't like Bo Derek, basically. Which shows that the Razzies are gaining legitimacy by losing the legitimacy, just like the Oscars. Boom! We'll get back to Oscar Losers Week soon. So here's the thing, like, this movie, this is the thing I don't like with this toaster. It'll be like, hey, is this done? Does this look done? No. I swear they did not have, they must have had a script. It says it was written. But in this movie, I mean, obviously with everything that they have to build or get for this thing, the makeup effects, it can't just be they just wander on set and just do whatever they want. Like I sort of presume that they did with Anchorman. Because if you don't know, Anchorman has this other movie that was shot at the same time, just out of deleted scenes from Anchorman. They made an entire movie because they just shot and shot and shot and shot, and then cut it down to a 90-minute movie. And I think Anchorman is probably one of my favorite comedies of that decade. But I also see how that could go very wrong. And being an impersonator is not the same thing as being an improviser. I don't actually know if Dana Carvey's a good improviser. They're both funny guys. But there is a difference. You know, Will Ferrell doing this whole thing. No, okay, it's also on. Smelling a little bit of toasty-toastiness. So the thing is, you know, okay, Brent Spiner's this evil guy, and he's trying to take away, trying to steal precious artifacts. And it is like, it's not even as good as City of Death, that old Doctor Who episode where he steals the Mona Lisa, but then Gino tries to sell it. It's like, if you steal the Mona Lisa and you're just going to keep it, why? Like, I just have all this good stuff. And Jennifer Esposito is Pistachio's lady friend, and she has to go seduce Brent Spiner, even though it's like, oh, he's an old guy. I'd like to point out that Brent Spiner is 6 years older than Dana Carvey. So, I know he's playing someone young. Dana Carvey's had some work done, whatever, but I'm just like, yeah, okay. This movie just constantly uses the most obvious music. I have written down here, Walking on Sunshine, Whip It. What the hell is that? Oh, Can't Touch This. Oh, Eye of the Tiger. I don't think I can, that won't come in on the focus. Eye of the Tiger, I'll show that later. And the thing is, you know, we all seen the scene where he goes to the Turtle Club. Okay. Getting a little dark. Dark British Manly. Rah. Moving camera. Rah. Rah. I have the tripod set loose because I was recording a ball game with it. Has to stay loose. Obviously I don't have that problem here. Okay. The one thing, you know, we've all seen the scene with the Turtle Club, but that's really the only abstract costume he does. There's one where he disguises himself as a cherry pie in order to be sequestered into this place. But in that case, he just looks like a cherry pie. He doesn't look like this sort of amalgam of a turtle guy. This is of the set of movies. There's a bunch of movies that have something in their promotion that sounds really funny, and then the movie is sort of not funny. Like Am I Not Turtle Enough for the Turtle Club? Freddy Got Fingered had You Can't Hurt Me Not With My Cheese Helmet. Employee of the Month had, you might not even remember this one. This is an 81 Honda. How dare you? Before we sign off though, I did want to bring up the players, but for reasons that will be clear, I couldn't do it in camera. There's one scene when his father, his grandfather comes out and says, look, he must teach you to disguise. Everyone has, I haven't even brought up the fact that everyone has the most ridiculous accents in this movie. Just because it's like, well, yeah, anyone's gonna go, well, this is offensive to Italian Americans. It's like, so is it, well, one, so is The Sopranos, and two, whatever. Like this movie has no bite to it whatsoever. This movie went utterly wrong somewhere. Anyway, please put your hands together and welcome the inanimate players.
I'm after something. I don't know how I'm going to defeat the day I think nothing about you.
Oh, you will, but see, we have many training trials to put you through, and they are very dangerous.
They sound dangerous.
Yeah, I just said that. But, you know, Carolina City's going to be on in about a half an hour, so why don't we speed this up and do a montage?
Sounds great. That montage was exhausting.
Yes, it was. But now that we've done the montage, here is the Deus Ex Machina device that I'll pass to you right now that will be the thing that will really solve the issues of the day. All that training is pretty much just to fill up a couple minutes of time and use some royalty-free music and other such things.
Wow, you are so high, Sensei.
And we're back. So I'll shoot that later. But now here comes the moment of truth. Oh boy. Oh, I'm not happy about. Oh, it's got foil on it. Oh no. It doesn't really smell like anything. The instructions say to put the teeniest amount possible. Oh my god, it's like molasses. spread that out as thin as possible. I'm not doing it to both just yet, just in case this is horrible. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Regular toast reviews will resume next week. I'm not actually sure if this is before the Wednesday episode or not, depending on how much editing I have to do. Thank you all for watching. This is King Cool. Please visit my friend's podcast. This is the 4th episode coming up with me, and I don't know when that will be posted either. But if it is there, it'll be a link down there in the thing. Right here, there'll be a link. And please drive home safe. Can't really taste it. Maybe my chicken. Hang on. That seems a little thick. Why am I doing this? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. It tastes a little different, I guess. I really expect something horrible. I think maybe I'm thinking of Marmite is the thing I'm thinking of. Which I don't think I could ever eat that after when I was at Desert Bus watching Morgan eat Marmite straight out of the thing. I'm just like, and watching him very nearly get sick. And I couldn't do that.